What's up, everyone? It's your girl Ariana Chanel with the Petty Punch, and I am back once again with another recap of Love and Hip Hop New York. We first kick off the episode with Safaree and Jacquae, and they meet up and they're basically talking about how they want to create a song about their time in St. Martin to raise funds for the people that were affected in the hurricane. So they want to put everyone together, including like Bianca and Bree and everything, but they were just a little kind of worried about Bree because, you know, she's always popping off. And, you know, Bree is Jacquae's close friend, like basically sister. So Jacquae is like, you know, I really just need to have a talk with her. So then they start talking about their love life. And Jacquae starts talking about Cayenne and how Cayenne doesn't really like Bree and how that's their whole issue right there. But then Safaree brings up the whole, oh, you know, I'm kind of feeling Juju. And, you know, Juju's real, you know, put together a nice, beautiful woman. And Safaree's like, you know, I just want to see maybe what happens. And Jacquae's like, just shoot your shot, bro, shoot your shot. Now, going back to New York, Remy Ma is shooting her video for her single, Wake Me Up, with Lil' Kim. And as she's shooting, she's talking about how she just signed a huge record deal, and she's kind of worried about how it will look if she tries to do a record with Mariah Lynn due to all the drama that she's recently been in, all the fights and everything. And Remy Ma's like, you know, I'm not really trying to have that bad look because I don't want my record to be looking like, oh, the girl that always fights. So she's trying to figure out if she should really talk to Mariah and try to figure things out with her, or what exactly she should do moving forward. So Bree meets up with Jacquae, and Jacquae is trying to just see where Bree's head's at based on the last time they met. And, you know, they bring up Cayenne because, you know, Jacquae is like, you know, I'm dating someone. Her name is Cayenne. And Bree's like, oh, the Instagram girl I have a problem with. So, you know, that started a little bit of tension. And then Cayenne walks in the building. And Cayenne's like, okay, so where do you know me from? She instantly starts popping off. Bree's like, yo, like, you need to chill. Like, I don't even know who you are. I just know you from Instagram. And then Cayenne's like, okay, well, did you say this, then, and that? And she's like, I didn't say anything like that. So Cayenne's getting mad because she says Bree is legit lying to her. So Cayenne's like, okay, put it on someone you love. She said, put it on your grandmother then. And then, so, you know, Bree's like, okay, I put it on my grandmother. I didn't say anything like that. And so Cayenne's like, oh, okay, you didn't say nothing like that? Well, then get some roses for your grandmother because she's going to be dead. Now, that was a low blow. And Bree, like, there's a big wooden table. She picks the table up and tries to flip it on top of her. And it just gets into chaos. And Jacquae is mad because he's like, why would you say that, Cayenne? Like, how could you say that to someone that I consider my sister? But then he's also mad about the way Bree and them handle situations. So it was just a big mess. So, you know, Cayenne wants to go tell Mariah Lynn everything that just went down. And Mariah Lynn basically, you know, gives her the honest truth and says, what you said was not right. And then all of a sudden, Jacquae pops up. So, you know, Cayenne apologizes to Jacquae and is like, you know, I apologize for everything I did. You know, that wasn't right what I said, but this is how I feel. And, you know, Jacquae's like, look, like, I just need you to chill. Like, there doesn't need to be any drama. You know, let's just kiss and make up. So they seem to be really good. Yancy then throws, like, a send-off, you know, dinner because they're leaving St. Martin. And everyone gets there and, you know, they're talking about their night. And Jacquae's like, you know, I had an interesting night. Like, my girl Cayenne was mad at me because of Bree. But he said when, you know, Cayenne was mad at him, he basically went to do his own thing to clear his head. And Anais ends up going into his room. Now, he's claiming at the time that him and Anais did nothing, that they just chilled and smoked some hookah. But he doesn't know if he should tell Cayenne or not. Yancy then starts talking about the whole Anais thing and how Anais still basically has a problem with Yancy. And then we get on the conversation of Mariah Lynn. She pops up and her and Bree just keep going at it. And, you know, Safaree storms off. He said, I'm tired of all this arguing stuff. And then so they eventually start talking, and Mariah Lynn actually becomes the bigger person. And she's like, you know, Bree, me and you are going through the same stuff. You don't even realize it. Like, our moms are literally the same people and gone through the same stuff. And Bree thinks that she's talking about her mom because she really didn't listen. But Yandy has to explain to her, like, no, she's just trying to relate with you to see that y'all have the same story if y'all would just stop arguing and actually talk to one another. The girls eventually do end up squashing it, so that was good to see. But Mariah Lynn is kind of worried about how Bianca is going to feel about this. Now, they're back in New York, and Safaree and all the boys meet up, you know, the usual, all that. So they meet up, and they're talking about the trip, and, you know, Safaree kind of brings up the whole Anais thing, and Rich is like, hold on, what, bro? Like, you was with Anais, and it kind of looks like Rich is going to, like, fight him because he gets up like, oh, bro, we need to talk. But he actually just daps him up and like, hey, do what you want to do. But now Jacquees is still trying to figure out, well, how am I going to tell Cayenne exactly what happened? And they're just think of a plan. They're like, you know what, you're just not to tell her. Just be honest with her. So then they end up going to like this little workout area, this park, and they start running around. And then Jacquees says, hey, I told Cayenne to meet me here. So the guy's like, oh, we're going to figure out what's happening. We're going to sneak and hear everything. So, you know, Cayenne pulls up and her and Jacquees is talking. And, you know, they're just talking about how he feels, how she feels, this and that and that. And then he has to bring up the whole Anais thing. So he brings it up and says, hey, when we were, you know, in that argument, I did, you know, hang out with Anais that night, but we didn't do anything. And she said, oh, you really didn't do anything? So they start arguing, and he says, well, I mean, she did show me her, you know, her private areas. And so she just storms off. And then you see, like, all the boys in the back trying to be nosy, running, trying to chase after Jacquees as he chases after his girl Cayenne. And so when he finally tracks her down, she sees Rich actually run past her, and so she's like, oh, you think this is a game? And she's pretty much over it, so she storms out. That's all for this episode of Love and Hip Hop New York, but be sure to tune in next week because I'm sure it will get even crazier. Also go on thepettypunch.com for your latest entertainment and gossip news.